Hello, I assume most of you probably don't know me because I don't play a lot of Civilization at all on the channel. So to introduce myself, hi, I'm Corbett, I use a VTuber model, some people use webcams, this is what I do. And I like to play strategy games, so I figured I'd get back into Civilization after a long time of not really playing it all too much. For context, I have around 500 hours on Civ 5, but like less than 100 on Civ 6. This is me kind of getting back into the 4X genre after a while. And in fact, at this point, I think I've played almost as much Civ 7 as I have played Civ 6. So while the last Civ 7 video I made was a preview about the game mechanics, where I talked about the game itself, today I'm just going to be playing a run of Deity as Ashoka playing as Moria, mostly to see if I actually understand this game enough to play at Deity, and also just to give you guys a preview of what Deity level gameplay could look like, although don't expect the most competent gameplay. Okay, starting us off here, this is not too bad at all. Immediate camp over there. We get a bunch of fish, we're immediately coastal, iron, marble, gold. Pretty good start. Actually, here you go. I should give you... Here's the settings, and then here is the map seed. As for the leader and civilization, we're playing as Ashoka World Renouncer. There are two different kinds of Ashoka. This one gives you +1 food in cities for every 5 excess happiness, plus 10% food in all settlements during a celebration, and all buildings gain a +1 happiness adjacency for all improvements. So this leader is all about getting a whole bunch of happiness, getting a lot of celebrations, stacking a bunch of social policies, and in the end, I found these pretty decent. As for playing as Moria, it complements it perfectly. First, we get an additional pantheon after unlocking mysticism, so we get 2. Easier production for Sanchi Stupa. The unique unit is kind of alright to start with, but it gets better as you improve your civics. The unique settler unit doesn't really do too much, gives you +2 happiness on the city halls. The unique quarter and unique buildings are really good though, because they're all about happiness. So we get the +1 science adjacency for quarters and stuff, that's pretty neat. But mostly, we're trying to build happiness for this civ. So I went ahead for my mementos, grabbed chakra for +1 food in the capital for every 5 excess happiness. It basically just doubles this. And then we have this one, which gives us +3 sight instead of +1 for scouts, search, and lookout abilities. This allows us to scan the land for more of these little loot boxes. We can grab them easier. Speaking of which, let's build a couple of scouts. I usually like to go with 3 of them. But with the ability we have, we might only need 2. Kind of depends. You do want to grab as many of the little loot boxes as possible. As for our first few opportunities here, I mean, it would be a really good idea for us to try and go ahead and grab these 2 fish. That'll be a huge boost to our food production. I rarely go with sailing first, but I might actually do that in this case. As for our little scout here, I'll just go and grab that tent camp. We'll grow the city. I'm definitely leaning towards this for the food, science, and happiness, plus we get access to both of the fish resources. What do we have here? +30 food, which is not too bad. That would be multiple turns, a hefty bonus, or we could get 45 culture, also a pretty big bonus. But I think I'm leaning towards the +30 food. That's going to give us, I think, immediately another guy to put down, actually. So we can go ahead and slap that down on the fish here. And this place is really nice. Like, we have additional iron up here. It's all tropical too. Tropical is good because sometimes when I have the chance, I do like to try and grab, where is it? Mundo Perdido. +1 happiness and science on tropical terrain in this settlement. Really good stuff. Now we get the opportunity to use our search ability. Look at how much that expands. We found a city-state, Herma, a little bit in the way. I would like this location. Something that'll just barely reach the iron, so something like maybe here wouldn't be too bad. Because this won't grab the iron. I somehow missed that there's actually an encampment down here. We'll go ahead and just grab this one real quick. Tile becomes a horse's resource. Ooh, that's good if I can grab it. On the other hand, +20 food to the capital. This time it's not as big of an impact, but it's not too bad. Although I very much plan to own this area. Maybe I'll disband Karma or something, just so I can like leave room for my own settlement. Wouldn't be too bad of an idea, we'll see. In this case though, I think I will do this. I have another scout coming up here, so they can deal with that. I think I'll have you move towards this one to make sure no one else grabs it. Plus we can grow the city once more. We'll go ahead and grab another fish resource. The scout will grab that for me. Okay, we spend 1 turn of gold, which isn't very much. We get 40 food to the capital, which would be about 2 turns, not too bad. In fact, it would give us an additional turn of whatever we can work right now. And when you put it like that, getting an early advantage is the best thing we could possibly do on this difficulty. So I think I will grab that. We can grow this city. I think I'm going to keep on grabbing a little bit more food. We'll put down a farm here, because I do want to grab those elephants. That is +1 science and 1 culture culture, and a happiness. Speaking of happiness, we can spend 1 to improve relations with this guy. The thing is, I'm probably going to get rid of them, just because I would like to have this area, but I want to settle like 1 tile to the right. It actually is important. So in this case, I'm actually just going to take that gold. Not much for us to see here, might as well search. Anyway, for this guy, we're going to move you over here and do another search. Oh, hello. We have met Caesar and Tecumseh. Fancy seeing you here. I have the feeling we're not going to be able to grab that, probably. I'm still a little bit mixed on whether or not you should go with friendly greetings, because on one hand, it does give you a little bit of a buffer if you want to settle a little bit close to somebody, so it could be influence well spent, and Caesar, funny enough, tends to not be that aggressive, so I think it's fine with them. Tecumseh is a little bit different. He is militaristic. We can try to be friends, but we'll see what happens. Open borders at the beginning of the game. I mean, +2 gold per turn. I'm not going to reject that. Here we go. We have sailings. We get additional food on these. I think what I'm going to want next is probably pottery. Get the +1 production on clay pits. We already have one. And on top of that, we get access to the brickyard, which will be helpful for when we get this gold. Eventually, we'll also get these two. That's +3 production from these. We also get the change policies. Let's go with +1 production and science on the palace. And we'll go for mysticism to grab our 2 pantheons. I think what I should want first is to get another settlement. We get to choose the government form. I do like going with oligarchy. It just seems to be the best overall, generally speaking. Getting the +30% production towards constructing buildings is pretty good. These other ones definitely have their uses. Like if you're going with a militaristic play style, despotism's probably one of your best bets, because you can stack that with something else to get like 63% production towards training infantry. So you can just pump out units. But I think in our case, we definitely want oligarchy. Okay, we get a wonder down here. I think the first settlement might be like over here, try to grab like this stuff, because we're just barely going to miss this Kowlin with this city. It only extends to 3 tiles and this is like 4 tiles. But we can put down another city like right here. It's not a big deal. Okay, let's grow our city. We'll put that down. I think I said I wanted it here for the science and the culture. We can also grab that real quick. +50 gold and happiness or 45 culture. Ooh, that's a tough one. The culture is useful, but I can't really build an altar right now anyway. I have too many things to build. So I think I'll just take the top option. Now, I would like to see what else is here. The worst thing that can happen is that there's like a hostile city-state that I can't see. So we're just gonna like move you up 1 tile. Then we'll do this. It seems like we're in the clear. We can see if we have a few more resources, which makes it a stronger settlement. We have another one over here that we picked up. We can get +10 production and +20 food to the capital or 75 happiness. I don't know how the overflow value works with happiness, because this would actually put us above what we need for this. But at the same time, I mean, the +20 production and +20 food. The +10 production would be really helpful for getting the settler out. And the food would help recuperate the fact that I think you still lose 1 pop when you make a settler. That's how it was in Civ 5. I don't know if it's still the same. I have not been paying that much attention. Went with the top option though. Diplomatic request from Augustus would be really nice for me to get the +6 right now. On the other hand, I could start befriending a city-state, and that might be a better idea to use my influence. But on the other hand, I'm thinking like I could put down 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 settlements here, but I would have to destroy these 2. Also, I do have enough money, so I will probably put down a fishing quay. Slap that down right there. So if I destroy these 2 and then maybe befriend this one, because they would give me the Federati, and I do like Federati, I think it's fine to just say yes to that. We are in a celebration, so we could choose to produce some buildings a bit faster, or I could get 20% food increase. The real question is, do I plan to build anything in the next 10 turns? And the answer is kind of, but I might also put out another settler. It would be nice to just like start aggressively settling this area, start denying access, especially to Rome, who's probably eyeing this area up. Like I can see that they had a scout in my territory, which means they probably know about this stuff and this stuff. So if I want to be faster than them, and I kind of do, then yeah, I should probably put down a second settler, which means I want the food. We can grab that real quick. We've also met somebody else. Nice. Again, not sure how the overflow value works here because we're already in a celebration. The 30 culture would actually be kind of helpful. 75 gold, especially when I grab that. That's going to allow me to build a couple things for cheaper. Just buy some buildings or units. I might have to build units. Once I get pottery, I definitely want to put down a brickyard, which means again, we're not really going to have space for an altar yet. So even if I get this sooner, it doesn't really mean much. I'll probably just go for gold. Confucius is a little bit further from us, so I think I'll go with a neutral greeting. So in 2 turns, I can start befriending a city-state. Okay, we have pottery. Perfect. +1 production for us already. Next technology, we can boost our elephants a little bit by getting that +1 production on camps. Stop it isn't as helpful, but it's alright, I guess. We have another goodie box over here. 75 celebration or 15 production. That would be 2 turns of production. We can get the settler out now, which is 1 turn sooner. Probably a good idea, actually. Because then I can start moving and I can just lock down whatever I want. I think I said that this would be a good spot for a city. So I'm going to move you over here. We do get the flood risk, but floods I find are actually typically more helpful than they are bad. Kind of depends on how much you build on the floodplains, how much money you have. But generally speaking, it's not too bad. And we do get access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resources. We do have 170 influence, so we can get started on befriending these guys. We can grow the city again, and I think first I'm going to want this gold down here, so it's not the greatest tile, but we will go ahead and grab this. Okay, let's just move you over. We have another one here. Might actually go ahead with the science, because then I could get started on irrigation or writing. We do have an absolutely incredible spot for a science building here. The 3 resource adjacency is huge, so starting with that wouldn't be such a bad idea. On the other hand, a garden would be really good right here. So it's kind of a tough choice, but I think in this case I'm going to go with writing. Finally, settlement number 2 took 25 turns. Okay, it seems like we're going to be racing Caesar for this tile over here to see if we can grab those camels first. So I think I'm just going to start off by grabbing this tile here. It's definitely not the most optimal, but kind of want to make sure that I lock this down before they do. There's a real chance they might actually win anyway, though. They just have like better food tiles. Anyway, oh hi, what do you know? You want additional food in towns? It's crazy how that works. Okay, well I'm not gonna say no to it, but yeah, okay, maybe I won't get those camels. That sucks. Local festivals, sure. I do like more influence. That's fine with me. We've met a new civ. We'll go ahead with, I guess, a neutral greeting. Probably not gonna step on each other's toes too much because she is all the way up here, I think. We do get the chance at a quest here. We can either go for +1 happiness in all settlements by training 3 warriors, or we can found a settlement to get an additional culture on altars. And I think I do want this, just because we already have a lot of happiness. In picking our pantheons, we could decide to basically turbocharge our main city here. Could be God of the Sea to give us additional production on these tiles. And also getting stone circles because we get additional production on clay pits, mines, and quarries, and this settlement is going to have 4 of those. This settlement over here is going to have only 1, but we will be able to gain some access to fishing through the navigable tiles over here. Okay, we can get +1 migrant. That's pretty good. That's like a free population. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is probably wait 6 turns. We're already halfway there. So get the 6 turns done, then we get the free population for 2 at once. Probably a good idea. Okay, we got lucky. Looks like Rome did not decide to grab this tile. So we'll grab that ourselves just to lock down those camels. Okay, seems like we've made Ur a little bit upset. Alright. I guess that happens when you settle too close to them. We have another settler, and I think since Ur is hostile to us, we're just gonna try and go around them. See if we can just like squeeze in through here, put down a settler like right here would be perfect actually, because we get access to the wonder. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resources. That's a really nice spot. As for back home, we're gonna start working on the altar. We don't have any good adjacency bonuses for it, but we can put it down like right here. It's also helpful because it'll move the woodcutter, which we kind of don't want, and instead we can move that guy around. It'll be much more effective, I'm thinking, probably over here. Looks like we're unfortunately going to have to deal with these guys. I was going to spend my money on a building, but I guess if I'm going to have to build a unit, then it is what it is. Slinger is probably fine. 6 culture per turn would actually be really helpful right about now. You also want something, that's fine. Okay, never mind, they have galleys. We are not going that direction. Okay, little narrative event, 25 culture, not too bad. Man, seriously, an onslaught like this from the beginning is kind of crazy. Okay, we're gonna move you here then, I guess. Galleys can only attack like adjacent tiles, so they don't have the range to hit that. Oh, most of those are from the warrior one. Yeah, that makes sense actually. Which means we only really need to hold out on this tile for a little bit longer, because in 2 more turns they're going to be friendly with us. We can grow this city again, and I'm thinking we're probably just gonna go ahead and grab like all of the fish tiles. Get a lot of food, some production, some gold, better yields than most tiles. Then we can go ahead, also grab this migrant, resettle them in here, and we'll do another one. Another 6 per turn. Not a terrible idea. We get to grow the settlement again. I think we want this for the food and production. Plus cotton is a bonus good, so it can be assigned to that town. Oh my god, that's a lot of people wanting stuff from me. In fact, I kind of wish I had accepted this instead, but oh well. We can probably go with Code of Laws for now. We'll get a free merchant, we can connect it up to somewhere to get a few more resources in the capital. Especially once I grab this camel, we can fit a lot in here. Let's go ahead and pick up our next science. I think I'll go for irrigation, and we'll grab science from this. It looks like everything's kind of fine now. We're friends with Devotorum now, so we can start moving another settler down here. I guess I didn't quite understand the way that this whole building thing was going to function. I really did want to pick up this gold. I thought I could just like put something down here to place another guy here. But no, this actually needs to be completed first, which is kind of awkward. Since we're not going to get another person for a while, so I'm going to buy that brickyard. And I think I'm going to put it down here actually. actually. Oh, of course. Okay, so we have a couple of hostiles from Ur. I think that's kind of fine, because if they're going to move up here, then we can just kind of like keep on moving our settler down south. We'll just move these guys back up to the north real quick. We have another celebration. We do actually have things we want to build, so we'll go ahead and grab this. Let's see, what else do we want here? Plus 10% production towards training all the units. Is that permanent? Because that's pretty good if it's permanent. You never know when you're going to accidentally make the AI angry. Might as well grab that. We're going to go ahead and slap down a library. We have the perfect spot right here. Gives us that 3 adjacency from these 3 resources. When we're growing this town, I think we're either going to want to gun for this cowlin, or to grab a little bit more food, send it to the capital for a little bit. I think we're going to go for this cotton, actually. See if we can grab both of those cotton. Let's see, plus 3 happiness per turn in cities does not do that much for me, just because I already have a lot of happiness. I think it would be more helpful for me to grab the extra influence. Of course, like... What is wrong with the AI sometimes? Like, hey, I would like to settle in this one spot, but somebody's kind of in the way here. Could you please move? Anyway, we can settle here. So we have our 3rd city. Now we get additional culture on the altar, I assume within the settlement, or maybe within this settlement, that could be. Anyway, we get to pick between either getting a codex or influence. I think I do want the codex. We are a little bit behind on science. We get another challenge, plus 1 diplomatic attribute point if we reach a population of 20 in the capital. I mean, it'll take a while, but we will get that. It's not a terrible idea. When we expand this city, of course, we're just going to take up these 3 tiles here, the natural wonder ones. They are insanely powerful. And since irrigation is going to be done soon, I think it would actually be best for us to grab another settler. See if I can grab this stuff up here. This is a really nice spot. And if I don't take it, then Confucius definitely will. I think for the army commander, the first thing I like to take is initiative. Although I have to say, I have seen it bug out before, where this doesn't actually apply. Hopefully that doesn't happen, we'll see. But being able to attack after unpacking from a commander is a pretty nice ability. It has saved me more than a few times. Ooh, plus 3 food per towns for both leaders. That's pretty good. Thank you to Voterum. We get a free warrior. That's nice. I do want to start building this garden here, and I think more importantly, what I want is probably to put it down right here. Here we go, a scientific attribute point. That's nice. It's a little bit of science per turn. At this point, I think my scouts have found pretty much anything that'll be useful to us. Maybe there's like an extra city-state somewhere, but I think what I'm going to do is bring them back over to here. I can also grow this town, of course, grab that. Additional culture per turn for both leaders. I could definitely work with that. Yep. Both leaders gain combat strength. Since you like me, you're probably not going to fight me, so that's fine. I'll just take the plus 2. Went ahead, started to build a garden in this tile because, I mean, look at the adjacency. This is massive. Can use that one guy that was moved over to grab this gold. We did grab that one merchant. I might go ahead and just grab this. Clan networks is not too bad on its own, but also having the opportunity to get Mundo Perdido is, I think, a good idea. Hopefully, so long as nobody else has built it already. Trade routes do give you a little bit of an opinion bonus. I think we want to be friends with Augustus, so we're just gonna like slap down a merchant right there. Oh shoot, yeah, you did the exact same thing that I was going to do. Like, my settler is actually on its way to go to this exact tile. Well, that kind of sucks. It is a nice spot for a city, so I might take it. Who knows? There aren't a lot of great spots for cities, but this wouldn't be too bad. Okay, we've managed to take the city of Ur. We're just gonna go ahead and disband it immediately. Because, I mean, they have a lot of units and they do not like us. But that's okay. But not anymore. We get some free science out of that. I mean, I guess the units still exist. Oh well. They can't do much. We get a militaristic attribute point. If I get enough of these, I might end up going down to here for an extra settlement limit. So I think I'll start with this one. Augustus wants to be friends. That's totally fine, yeah. Grabbing this mastery will give me an additional 3 science. What do you want? Additional science? That's a good idea. Right, since we're friends with these guys, we can ask for something. Commanders earning 50% experience is actually really good. I do like Federati because they have a nice bonus, but this will set you up with much better commanders for the rest of the game. So, I mean, yeah, that's probably the best one here. Yeah, okay, so this is a little bit disappointing, right? We have the Slinger. The Slinger has the 2 movement. This guy has the upgrade. I put him out like this, suddenly, no movement. I specifically requested the upgrade that gives me the movement. That's a little bit annoying. It is what it is, probably just a pre-release bug. Okay, you know what? I really do want this town, like really badly, because it's so good. I think I'm gonna take it. I think I will steal this city. For us to be able to do that, because we don't want to declare a surprise war, right? When you do that, it's really not good. So what we're gonna do instead is first we're going to denounce them for settling too close to me. Then we're gonna start pumping out a couple of units. We want at least 1 galley, because they do have navigable terrain here. I will probably want at least 2 or 3 slingers, and maybe a warrior or 2. Should be good. We got some stuff from Caesar. I'm gonna move some fish over to this town over here. Gotta grab salt to get faster unit production. Jade also for gold, not too bad. Ooh, I can either get 100 gold or one of our elephant units, and that would be kind of helpful, actually. Actually, I do have a lot of money right now. I think it would be a good idea to grab a granary. We'll just slap that down right there. Then we can move that guy, put him down right here. We can use that camel, slot it in the capital. Gonna go ahead and buy a monument. I think I'm gonna put it down probably right here. Then I can move this one guy somewhere else, somewhere a little bit more productive. Like, for example, getting this iron would be good, +1 infantry combat strength. Another useful thing you can do with these scouts is you can just kind of like put them in enemy territory to take a look at what units they do have. It's not going to show us everything, of course, but we can see, for example, they have like a level 2 spearman, level 2 ranged unit. So what we should do is probably just wait until we can study bronze working, save up a little bit of money, upgrade some of our units here because they are level 1 right now. Here we go. We have improved melee units as well as improved archers. Also just going to quickly pick that up. I think I would actually like to turn this into a city at this point. We won't get as much money out of it, but then we can start using it to like actually produce other things like science, culture, that kind of stuff. If we don't, we're pretty much at a dead end for those things. We'll start off with a barracks we'll slap down in the middle of the city. And now we can actually put Kowlin in this city. It'll be more effective because it is other than the capital. Now what I'm going to do here is probably go ahead and ally Caesar, who is not at war. Good. And then I'm going to move this guy here. Oh, isn't that convenient? Anyway, we'll put the city down here. I had to do it in that order because I think Caesar would have been a little upset. Yeah. And we would not have been able to ally them otherwise. We have to pick between influence and gold. I think I want influence. We can also grow this. First, I'll just go for this down here. Additional food. Went ahead and built the Mundo Perdido. This gives us additional happiness and science on tropical terrain in that settlement. Although now that I'm getting a good look at it, it might just be stuff that has improvements instead of buildings, which is not quite what I was hoping for, but it's something, I guess. We can place down a barracks. I'll put it in this spot as well for the additional production. I went ahead and grabbed the mastery as well for the increased combat strength for infantry plus the production on military buildings now that I have 2 of those. Now, I could go for the wheel. The thing is, I don't think they really have that many fortifications. I mean, technically the Great Wall does count as one, but I think we can kinda just ignore it. After all, I only really want to take this one settlement here. Instead, we can go with currency. Okay, I think the time has arrived for us to declare war. They're not allied with anybody, which is good. Let's do it. Okay, let's go ahead and put down the elephants right there. Spearmen go there. And we have to wait one more turn to slap down any of the archers. Galleys are also pretty helpful because they can actually pillage like nearby tiles. So we can just like get rid of some of their stuff. Even if it doesn't necessarily like give us a huge bonus, at the very least it does deny them some bonus. Now, because this is a navigable river, the galleys can also pretty much just deny access for any units trying to cross. They kind of act as like wooden walls. No one's allowed to get past them. They're also really good at destroying units if they're embarked like this. It seems like we actually don't need to take that. It does maybe count as a district, but whatever. Oh, we actually don't have vision here. Okay, let me move you over here then. Right, they do have, that's a lot of archers. What do those do again? Zone of control and higher defensive strength, +5 combat strength when attacking adjacent units. Oh, I see. They're actually a really good counter specifically to galleys. That sucks. Anyway, let's grab a little bit more culture, I guess. We're gonna go ahead and slap down our unique quarter. I like to put them in a pair of 2 just to make sure I put them in the same spot. And that actually makes it pretty important for us to grab. Let's go with this one. +1 gold for every 5 surplus happiness in cities. That's not too bad. As for these guys, the elephants are very good at attacking cities. My galleys are taking quite a bit of damage, but if you'll notice, they're not able to cross, so they're doing what I need them to. We get a new promotion, I'll go down to shock tactics. And also, I will be attacking with cavalry this turn. In fact, I think I can just take the city. Yep, that's mine now. We're gonna keep it, of course. It's a very nice settlement. I think we have more than enough production. We'll just start making more food. Ooh, a surprise war, my favorite. Cool, we like those. That's pretty neat. Okay, yeah, we were friendly with this guy. You can see, obviously, friendly with them. But yeah, that's not great, but we can ask for peace pretty soon. Okay, I've blocked off pretty much the entire coastline. They shouldn't be able to land, which means they're just easy pickings. Just use an archer to pick that off. Then I'll use the galley to hopefully finish it off. We'll see. Or not. I guess the values are like RNG or something. I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm not sure what city is going to aim for first. If I had to guess, I'd probably say this one, actually. Maybe I should invest in some walls. We are getting some decent damage off on these guys. They will not be able to break into the city as long as we have a unit stationed here, which is not dead. And so they only really have like 1 point of entry, maybe 2 if they can move a unit here. But I plan to use my galleys to prevent that. The great thing about Tecumseh declaring war on me is that Caesar is now also at war with them. And Caesar is, you know, much closer, much better equipped to deal with that. There we go. We finished the assault tree, so we can ask for something else here. This seems like it'd be really good. Granting a land unit additional attack and 2 movement points. The thing is, this is actually on a cooldown. It is a commander ability. I think the other ones don't have cooldowns, but this one does, and it doesn't tell you that. So it sounds nice, but I think this one is actually the best. Plus 5 combat strength for land units within the radius. Especially early game, it gets a little bit worse over time as you get better combat stats. You know, I actually just noticed that this city's disgusting. I kind of hate that, actually. In fact, because you've declared war on me, I might burn that to the ground. You're actually willing to give me another city? Only one though, that's fine. I think I actually do want this one. First of all, it's a city that they paid for. Second of all, I mean, it's pretty much free for me to grab. It's not going to be easy, because I will be a little bit over my limit, but I will take that, thank you. You can see we still have like enough happiness for the time being. It's not a huge deal. The main thing having too many settlements does is it tanks your happiness, but you can see because of the build we're going with, we have enough happiness to be able to go over our limit, so it's not actually that big of a deal. Oh, I get it now. Tecumseh has allied with Confucius, so because I went to war with Confucius, they went to war with me. I have incredibly fast unit building speed. Like, it takes me about 1 turn to build pretty much anything here. So I've been using that to my advantage. So I went ahead and built up this huge army. I'm probably gonna burn this down, to be honest. I kind of don't like this being here. Might burn this down as well. If I have the opportunity, I'll burn that down. Unless Rome decides to keep it. I'm not quite sure what they're doing here. Maybe I'll take a little peek. Ooh, okay, maybe we don't want to take a little peek. Oh, that's awkward. Really, Caesar? You lost this city? That's kind of embarrassing. Okay, well, I get another diplomatic point. Plus 1 happiness? No, I kind of want the influence. We can also get 150 culture, which would be pretty good, or 300 happiness towards the next celebration. I think I want the culture, because I do need this organized military to get that settlement limit. Then I'll need to do the same thing over here for entertainment, for another settlement limit. Then I need another one over here for another settlement limit. I want to have as many settlements as possible, but I do want the art. I'm actually gonna buy a brickyard and put it down here. I just want to have the space so I can put a garden down here with decent adjacencies. Dude, are you serious? Okay, that's pretty funny. Instant settle and then walls. That is hilarious. All 3 of these units have range. I haven't quite gotten this extra commander over here yet, but all of these are within range. We might as well start assaulting the city. Oh, you've taken that. Man, sort of wanted that to be burned to the ground. Kind of unfortunate. Well, that's convenient, isn't it? Nothing quite like getting your entire front line wiped out by a flood. That's cool. Okay, this city's kind of cooked. I just turned it into a mining town then. At least we get more money. Either plus 25 on all units or increased attack, reduced defense. It's actually not too bad. I will take that. Deity combat is really no joke though. We're gonna have to move back for a second here. Oh, for a monument. I mean, increased influence. That is the thing we have the least of. Oh yay, crisis. That's my favorite. Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and grab that too. I'm gonna move that salt into the capital. Oh right, because we lost the salt. Because it was from this city and then you lost that city like an idiot. Okay, how about this? -6 happiness in settlements you didn't found. -6 in settlements with unfulfilled resource slots. That's actually not too bad. We can do both of those. You know what? It would be nice to have an alliance, actually. Oh, what is this, brother? He could not handle not having a city here. That's crazy. That is actually crazy. Allies at war. Who are you at war with? Confucius? Honestly? Yeah. Yep. I am completely okay with that. Okay, the main issue I'm finding here is that, well, I'm playing deity. The 8 difficulty bonus is kind of massive when you compare it to the base stats. That is like a 50% attack bonus, which is pretty cool, I guess. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of painful to try and fight anybody. Never had to think about units this much. You know, it would be a really convenient time for this river to flood. Wouldn't that be nice? But instead, I'm sitting here fighting a really, really tedious war. Yeah, so things are not exactly going perfectly here. On the bright side, I can put out like more than 1 unit per turn, and they're making my life significantly easier by allowing me to just crush these units. Thank you. Now that's interesting. They want to hand over a city now, and I think the reason they want to hand that one over in particular and none of the other ones is because I'm surrounding it. So they would be willing to end the war right now, but my objective hasn't changed. I still want this city to be burned to the ground. I don't really want that city. Well, it wouldn't be terrible, actually. Yeah, maybe I'll keep it. This one I do want to burn to the ground, though. I don't want that. I do need to burn that down, too. The -6 happiness in cities is not a big deal because we have especially a lot of happiness in cities. Oh, you know what I really like to see? Tecumseh has negative gold right now, which means that every turn, until he has positive gold, 1 unit will be deleted from his army, which is pretty convenient for us since we're fighting a war against him. Fully expected this unit to lose to these 2 units down here, but the main point is that if I'm correct, we should be able to take the city anyway. There we go. So that unit served its purpose. Now, do I want to keep this? I might. It's not terrible. It does have horses. It might have a second horses. Possibly, if we're fast enough, we can also get that wool. Plus the gypsum and the silk and a lot of mountains for good adjacencies. It's not a bad place. I guess I could keep it. This is also really good to grab. Land units within the command radius healing 5 HP after attacking. Pretty solid. We also get a commendation point. Again, just gonna go with the increased combat strength for land units within the command radius, just to even out the playing field a little bit. Okay, yeah, Confucius, you're actually going to give me... See, that's the problem. Okay, we're gonna reject this real quick, because I could take one of his really good cities. That might end up being a problem because it's the crisis, and I might not have enough happiness for another settlement. You know what? I think what I'm gonna do, because I think we have enough time for this still, is I'm gonna go over here, burn this city down, probably burn this one down too, and then when I get the opportunity, I actually want to settle, like, right here, I think. Because in 4 turns, I will get another settlement slot, and then I'll be able to grab this as well, hopefully. How on earth did you lose this city too, brother? What are you doing, man? Whatever, it's fine. Okay, hopefully if I can just kind of fortify that one province there, then I'll put you here, but you... That's probably fine. I was kind of hoping that, like, the Romans wouldn't try to, like, solo this city. This is, like, the exact thing that's happening, where if I can't take this city in like, a specific turn, then the Romans take it, and that is far worse. I'm really just trying to pressure them into allowing me to take 2 cities, just so I can burn this one down and then take another one. But it's not looking easy. There we go, +1 settlement limit, that's perfect. +2 happiness in all settlements would actually be pretty helpful. Now, you guys have probably noticed I haven't been giving you like a full rundown of all the things I've been doing. Mostly because we don't have a lot of time, so I don't want to spend it showing you every single click I do. But also a lot of this just become like boring maintenance stuff. Like, oh, let's expand the city, put it down in some location here. Oh, wait a second, is this city actually still here? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, it's considered to still be there even though it was disbanded. Am I the only one that thinks that's kind of weird? Well, I'm gonna try to move them over anyway. Now, I do make a lot of money per turn. I should probably spend it on something. I should turn this into a city. Wait a second. Actually, I just realized, I don't even know why I'm fighting this guy still. Like, he is in complete and utter disarray. He's spending like all of his GDP, the money he doesn't have, as you can see, on fighting this war. So he is very willing to give me the city that I want. And in fact, he would give me 2 cities, which is very funny. I mean, look at him. 2 population here, 2 population here, 1 up here, 3 over here. He's not having a great time. So what if I just take him? Thanks. At the very least, that's going to give me my military golden age. Even if I don't keep those cities, I've still gotten it. And then when it actually comes down to these cities here, I'll probably just burn this down. This one is not exactly the greatest to keep. You can only have so many cities, and this is not a very good one. So that's gonna... yeah. Opponents in all current and future wars gain 1 bonus war support against you. I love that. That's cool. Anyway, yeah, that's getting razed to the ground. Maybe I didn't want to take that then. I don't know. I'm gonna do the same thing with this city though. Oh, wait a second. If you raise 1 city, you are not allowed to raise a second one. That is so weird. I kind of hate that actually. I can't raise this anymore. I can't raise this city anymore because I've already used up my ability to raise for some reason. I don't know why that's a thing. Like, this one's being raised. This one just can't do it. Wow, that's super inconvenient. Okay, that sucks so bad. I think I'm gonna reload actually. Okay, we're gonna propose peace just for Isanapura. Cool. Still finish the milestone. That's great. Okay, now I can burn that city down, right? Hopefully, in theory, who knows? Get a bunch of cool stuff. I guess I'll take that. Wait, I just can't burn this down? I'm just not allowed to burn it down. Why? Why am I forced to keep this? I do not want it. I want it gone, in fact. What? Why? Why do I... Okay, that sucks. That's bad. That's terrible. Yeah, I really hate that, actually. You know what else there is that's really cool? There's a glitch here where this village actually still exists. You can see Karma Karma Village, but it doesn't exist, but it does exist, but not really. Okay, that's cool, I guess. Well, I guess I'm stuck with that now, even though I never wanted to keep it in the first place. Hopefully the same thing doesn't get to happen up here. Another crisis policy, -10 in the capital is absolutely no problem. Yeah, so for some reason, I still can't actually settle here. There are 2 rules for settlements. You cannot settle on one of these, a resource. You also cannot settle within 3 tiles of another settlement for border reasons. But this is neither of those. The game simply believes that Karma Village still exists, even though it is not on the map, and it is not possible to interact with it, nor to disperse it on the map. It is a ghost settlement that is preventing me from settling, which is very cool. Okay, we should be able to take this city finally. Very cool. Now, I would like to raise this city. Ah, perfect. I get the actual chance this time. Alright, now let's go to Confucius and let's say, hey buddy, do you want to give me that city? Thank you. Not much I can even do for this settlement. It's on the brink of revolt. Okay, what am I gonna do about that? It's still in rebellion. I can't even fix anything, so too bad, I guess. I don't know. Unsolvable problem, I suppose. I mean, I don't know if anybody would actually want that. Oh boy. Right. See, that's the thing that happens, isn't it? Okay, hold on. What is this? The city of Puteoli. Oh, oh, that's a good city. I mean, it's not an amazing city, but it would also be a free city. Okay, hold on, wait. I'm thinking about it. We have so many cities right now. That's the problem. We have 10 cities, pretty much 9 cities when this disappears. I don't even know what's gonna happen to that one. Who knows? It would be cool to take that city. I just don't know if I can take that city. It's so cursed, but you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Don't worry. I'll figure something out. +2 happiness per age in all settlements? Oh, because actually, please do rise up and revolt. That is amazing. In fact, if somebody else wants this city, that is a great trade to make for this city down here. I am totally okay with that. Actually, there might be an easier way to do this. I can change this to a trade outpost. This should improve some of the happiness. Not like all of it, but at least some of it. Same thing with this city down here, actually. Trade outpost, probably the way to go. Although you don't actually have much. Well, hold on, what are you doing? Probably better to be a mining town, actually. Okay, so this settlement did end up flipping, but I think I'm kind of okay with that. Maybe? I don't know, maybe it'll flip back. If I have to trade this city for this city over here, I think I can live with that. And there we are, we've also finished the Silk Roads, not too bad. I think at this point it would be best to start pumping out a whole bunch of specialists. We do need to get a lot more science and a lot more culture for the next era. We managed to do quite well, actually. In some ways on par with the AI, and then there's just Confucius. He just kind of does that. That's his thing. He just stacks a bunch of science and culture. Just a shame he couldn't stack a better military. If we have the chance, we should try to put down another one of these. There we go. It's another city raised. Perfect. With one last narrative choice, might as well go with the happiness, because this won't matter anymore. Probably only like 1 or 2 turns left, which is kind of a shame. I was hoping we'd have at least 4 more left for that extra settlement limit. But maybe I made the game go too fast. Maybe I speed ran it too much. I guess for the last little while, I'm gonna try my best to get a few codices. They don't take too long. I would like to get this next milestone as well. In fact, I'm gonna do a little bit of like research advancements, a little bit of research initiative, just to see if I can get what I need out of this. Allies at war. Who's that exactly? Clairwar and Tecumseh? That is fine because we have like 4 turns left, and all wars end at the end of the era. I don't think it matters that much. That's totally fine. Besides, he has like no army anyway. Look at him, -28 gold. This unit might be his only unit, and it will be gone next turn. Okay, right on time. We managed to get our 1 additional settlement limit, and I managed to grab this, which is super helpful because we actually get to keep these cultural unique ones. So the next age, I will be able to stack this happiness. I'll get the additional science and the additional gold, which is pretty cool. But it seems like in the end, I kept all my cities, even though some of them are not very happy. The age of antiquity is over. We also get to pick something. Okay. Scientific, sure. Or at least it should be over. I don't know why it isn't. Allies at war, it doesn't matter. Like, okay, sure. For the 1 turn, we'll be at war. Whatever. We'll go for this, I guess. Okay, we must be working with advanced math here because I'm looking at this 100%, and the age is over, but the age is still continuing, and it's not over, and I kind of wish it were over. Okay. Hey, I thought the age was over. Pretty sure it should be over right about now. How about now? Age over, maybe? There we go. Alright, that's the end of the Age of Antiquity. I wasn't exactly first in everything. I really did want to try to get that extra codex. Didn't end up happening, but oh well. We did still get 7 legacies. Confucius got 8 because they just kind of sat there and took a beating while building some wonders, I guess. Anyway, we didn't do half bad for deity difficulty. Went a little bit above and beyond for Pax Imperatoria. If I were to continue, I'd probably end up either playing as Chola or Majapahit. Majapahit gives you additional specialist limit, which is pretty cool. We also get a unique missionary. The unique quarter gives us 1 relic when completed, plus we gain 5 culture for one of the buildings and plus 5 happiness for the other one, plus a few adjacencies, which is nice. Majapahit actually would be more promising. And for some reason, when you click the button, it doesn't just go back to the previous menu. See, I did want to change the mementos, but when you press the button that says choose, that's the confirmation button. Okay, the more you know. Anyway, yeah, we're doing pretty alright. In fact, when everything gets reset, we're doing a little bit better in terms of science than 2 of the AI. We have terrible culture though, which is cool. We make a lot of money, which is nice. I should actually activate the legacies. And just out of curiosity, do I have that 1 settler still? Or did you delete it from me? I think they might have deleted it. That kind of sucks. Okay, but if I did have a settler, could I settle that now? Yup. Alright, sure, whatever, why not? Probably do that first then. But anyway, we can go pick our legacies. I really like this military one. The +2 settlement limit is absolute cinema. Huge fan. Plus the expansionist attribute points, so I'll take both of those. I can take the economic golden era. Also grab another economic attribute point. Then a scientific attribute point and probably another scientific one. It doesn't show up, but it does use the wild card and it will give it to me. So we can get a little bit of gold, not that much. For expansionist, that's pretty alright. Scientific, +1 science and settlements for each resource assigned to them. Ooh, I think this is pretty good. And I think if I have to pick, I'd probably go with this. +1 science on specialists or +2 if you have 3 or fewer cities. That's pretty good. Okay, I went through the whole setup just to see exactly where we would be compared to the AI. So in terms of science, we somewhat rival Confucius. Pretty impressive when you're not playing as Confucius. In terms of culture, we're not doing that hot. I'd probably want to invest a lot into culture during this era. Especially since when I play Ashoka, I think like, oh, I should do a culture victory. And then I just invade people. But anyway, that's going to be the full gameplay I can show you for today on Deity for Civilization 7. A few things had to be cut for the sake of time, but hopefully it was still an enjoyable experience. And if it was, I will be covering more Civilization 7 as it drops. So if you want to go ahead, subscribe to the channel, that'd be nice. I'd really appreciate it if you left a like on this video as well. Trying to get a little bit more into the 4X genre this year. So if you have any other suggestions, I'd love to hear them. For now though, this is Corbett signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. I'd like to give a special thank you to the patrons for this month, especially those in the Admiral tier: Erica, Baby Cal, Born to Dunk, Le Quebecer, Nick Steffel, and Cubrute. Those in the General tier: AG Forero, Ben Mottram, Quiet Guy, Rosset, and Torvald. Those in the Prince tier: Ambient Cyan, James Levy, and Luke78776, and in the Emperor tier: Robert. Not only do these people help keep the channel going, but they also receive early access to videos for as low as $1 per month. The Patreon link is in the description.